Hello, everybody, and welcome. Thank you for joining me. My name is Mary Jane Tracy. I'm a psychic medium, spiritual love of life coach, and an astrologer. Learning, adapting, creating. Oh, crazy energies that are happening. First of all, I want to say a shout out to the person who ninja'd me. What is a ninja? So hang on here. I'm going to grab what I got in my little box. So just hang on. I got a lovely little gift package. And it is the Alberta Ninja. And you sign up for it on Facebook and you put your address into where your neighborhood is. And you receive this lovely little box of goodies. And this is what I received. Now, it says, "You are ninja." She painted a lovely little sign. It has this beautiful hydrangea, an artificial hydrangea. We got these little glow things. There is Hershey Kisses in here. We got some minis in here. My kids are going to love this. The gummy worms. We got toffees in here. So we got some really good little gifts. And she's got little feathers at the bottom of here. And oh my God, there's still more. There's still more. I didn't even see these. These little Hershey's down underneath here. What else is in here? Oh my gosh. There's Lindor chocolates. So, I mean, she just went above and beyond. Plus, of course, I did get wine. I got 2 little bottles of red wine in it. And these are plastic, but they're cute little wine glasses, which is great because I always break my wine glasses. So this is fabulous. Wine glasses get broken in my house all the time. I also received, she even put a little journal in there and a little pen to write with, a little pencil to write with. And oh, there's another package in here. I didn't open this yet. So, hey, I get to open this with you. And she loves to tape. Lots of tape. And oh, this is so cool. Throw that down. Tic-tac-toe. I can play tic-tac-toe with my grandson. So she has tic-tac-toe. I think that. Oh my goodness. So this is the package I got ninja'd with. And just fabulous chocolates. This was another thing that was in there too. So a little water collection. The thought and time that it took for her to do this is absolutely beautiful and wonderful. So there was still more. There's a little cute little alien ninja and a little mask and socks. So that was all in my little ninja package that I received yesterday. So that was absolutely fabulous too, and it really makes you feel good. You find this basket on your front door by somebody you don't know, and it is really nice, especially during crazy times like this, that somebody's taken the time. So I am going to be ninjing people, and I will be photographing it so that and you just put your address. It's the Alberta Wine Ninjas, and you can put it into look it up at Facebook, and then you can find your neighborhood wherever it is and put your address in there, and somebody will ninja you. So we have people have put in there, and you put down what you like and what you don't like. Some people have put in there that, well, I don't really drink, but I love chocolate and I love coffee and things like that. So that's really cool too. So you can get them something, special maybe too for somebody who doesn't drink. You don't have to drink to do it. So But I think it's a beautiful gesture of doing this, and it really makes you feel special, and it's good to feel special. So yeah, I love the glow sticks too. My grandson hasn't seen it yet, so so I think that's pretty. Once he sees all the candy and stuff in there, I think he'll go a little bit nutty. And we do have a candy dish that we keep out all the time, so people can just go in there and go have at her. So I'm not a big candy eater and stuff, so but still, it's nice to have around. So sending you guys out so much love today. We are in some. We're in the middle of all of Gemini energy. We are in it. We are in the duality. Gemini is the first sign that is human. It is the twins, and bringing in that humanness to us. And when we look at this energy, it is about the duality of our world and bringing that duality into this world. And this is, we are closing off this balsamic phase, which is very much the darkness of the moon, and going towards the energies. Now, the moon is still in Taurus, but as we get closer, the moon is going to be going into Gemini. So, and then we're going to be having our new moon. So that's going to be happening on Friday, tomorrow. So right now the sun is in Gemini, and then we have the moon will be going over into Gemini. So by Friday, we will have the moon, the sun, Mercury, Venus, and the nodes all in Gemini. So 5, 5, 5, 5. And if you do any numerology, 5 is change. If you add Vesta in there, Vesta is 6. So we have then six energies. My husband's asking me questions as I'm talking here. I love it. I love it. So this is all change. This is all bringing in intensity. There's an intense energy that's going to be coming in. We have just come out of a lot of fixed energy, right? So we had that Taurus energy. We had the new moon in Taurus. We had a full moon in Scorpio that is very fixed. That's getting things, here we are. The bull's not going to move. The Scorpio is not going to move. So, things like Leo and Aquarius, they are fixed. They don't move, right? So this is coming into mutability. This is change. This is transformation. This is what we're coming into for a whole month. A whole month is mutability. Now, what this mutability and change is about juggling things, adaptability, looking at being adaptable. And in this adaptability, we have to look at what that means and look into the energies of what Gemini is. And I was just listening to, who was I listening to? I think it was K. Pacha, and he was talking about the mythology of the Gemini and how the mythology is, or what it means. So it was Zeus coming down and coming down from the sky and turning into a swan, and then meeting this beautiful queen named Leia. And she was the most beautiful woman in the world. And she was married to this king. And she was an earthly maiden, and he made love to her. And she had 2 sets of twins, 2 boys, 2 girls. Out of the boys and the girls, one were godly and the other were human. And in this, and you can see these stars, you can see them in the constellation, that they bring forth to us these dualities, these polarities. And where the 2 boys were like 2 peas in the pod, and Castor, who was human, and Pollux, who was godly. When Castor died, Pollux was so sad, and they went to Zeus, and he put them into the sky to live to all eternity. So as above, so below comes in the energy, which is Gemini, bringing in mortality and immortality. So this energy that's coming in is bringing us into this mixture of energy. It's getting us to start to look into not only our passions, our emotions, but looking at things from different ways. This, I believe that this energy is also going to get us to more facts are going to be coming in. Should you wear a mask? Shouldn't you wear a mask? Did we open too soon or not? So we're going to find a lot of facts coming in because Gemini wants to get into the facts. And we find in with this, it's about our thoughts, our feelings, our desires. This is where this energy is coming in. It is getting into our feelings. And I know a lot of Geminis don't like to get into their feelings, but it is an emotional energy coming in. Looking at this emotional energy that we have. We also have the, with this is that there's a square off with Venus to Neptune. And Neptune is the dream lord. It is showing us our illusions. Now, Venus conjuncted Neptune back on January 28th at 16 degrees. This was a powerful time. This was a powerful time of really looking at our dreams, looking at our desires, our wants, going into our wants and our desires and our, and our dreams, and showing us our illusions with that. And then going into and trying to sprout it out into in around April with the first quarter square. So there were dreams and visions that we started to have. And this is before the virus came out in January. So we've got to think January, we were thinking and putting out all our energy for the year. This is what we want to do. These are our dreams. These are our desires. And boom, here we are. Here we are. We didn't think when this all started that we would still be here in May. We thought, oh, it would pass over in a month. Maybe we'll give it 6 weeks. But lo and behold, we are still here. In amongst this energy of people are becoming, judgmental. This is where with Mercury is where Mercury's coming in and conjuncting Venus to bring in manifestation, the dream, budding up, the disillusionment. This is potential. And, and with Gemini, it's all socialization and bringing in socialization. It wants to bind us together, but there's confusion. There's confusion within this paradox. Neptune rules confusion. He rules that. Right? He's squaring off Venus. So there's this confusion that's coming into this world. And we're trying to feel and coexist amongst all of this. And there's a lot of things to do with separation because Gemini brings in a lot to do with separation. You've got the South Node in Sag, shadow, judgment. We're finding a lot of judgment happening. So this is where the other energy is coming in for the gratitude of the love and the light. Looking at the light and walking away from the judgment, judging other people, judging, where it's like people are masking. Funny that comes up, right? And we are splitting. It's an easy split. We're splitting. The consciousness is beginning to split. And people are judging. Oh, look at that person. Look at that person. Oh, I must be better than them because I'm wearing a mask. Very Gemini. This energy that's coming forward is really bringing in a polarization. And it is for us in our spiritual energy and our spiritual development is not to become judgmental, to understand, not to become judgmental, but because we are human, but to understand that we do have judgments, to acknowledge our judgments. Doesn't mean you act on your judgment. It means that you acknowledge your judgment. That means if you don't like that, what you have a judgment against somebody else, you don't like my orange. Oh, look at her. She's wearing orange. That's a judgment. But if you're acting on the judgment, right? That's the whole thing. People are acting on the judgment. My poor little fairy, Lily, is freaking out. This is where you become curious. Gemini gets the curiosity. I put a document up on my page that I got from the Leo King. So I put and put it up, and it has to do with a lot of facts on what happens, how governments, with certain things that happen within the energies, a pandemic, how they react and become more wanting to take control of situations and that. So it's up on my Facebook page if you want to take a look at it. I'm not going to get into all the facts and the numbers and stuff, but it's very interesting how when something happens in the world and how the governments and it takes it through history, right? And that's the whole thing that I find fascinating, is like when you start bringing in history and you start bringing in, okay, this is where the nodes were the last time, and this is what happened. Oh, this is what happened the last time Venus retrograde in Gemini 8 years ago. So you go back 8 years. What was happening in your life 8 years ago? What were those transformations? Because, people think it's crazy now. I think 2013, 2014 were like really, well, for me, 2015 kind of fucked up years. I mean, from 2012 to 2014 were really crazy times. And then going, when energies were shifting and you're changing and so many things happening. So even going back and looking at your energies of what was happening during those times and the changes that were going on in your world. People are really hitting depression. I'll be fine 1 minute and then super sad the next. Yeah, it's been wild. It is. I mean, mental health is a big one, especially with Neptune coming in and squaring off Venus. It's bringing in a lot to do with mental health. And how, this week, as I said yesterday, is a huge week to dealing with mental health and how people are dealing with dealing with everything coming in. And that is part of, as we come into Gemini, is bringing in the dualities. Bringing in duality is, a narcissist and an empath. That's a duality. As above, so below, a duality. Beauty and the Beast, a duality. So it's bringing in all of these different dualities that are happening around in our world. And it's coming out. It's being seen. And that's the thing. It's coming out. It's being seen. So things are coming out and they're being seen. And this is to come into an awakening. Right? The ups and downs are out of this world. And this is becoming aware of our judgment. This is becoming aware to change and adapt to feeling our feelings. We think, as humans, we look at our emotions. If they are positive emotions, they're better. If I'm in a positive mood, I'm better. And I'm, than being in our negative moods, being angry, mad, upset, whatever, sad. We don't want those feelings. But those are the feelings that we have to allow to come through to feel them in order to make changes. But that's where depression, that's where anxiety comes in, because we're not allowing ourselves to feel, because we always want to be in control. We want to be in control. Geminis, you don't have control with this energy. It comes in and it changes things just like that. If you are a fixed sign, this is energy that is very difficult for you, because you want to continue that control. Or if you're a cardinal sign, it's a hard energy, because this is the way I do things. I'm going in this direction. And that, in comes, no, we're doing this over here. We're going that over there. If anybody's been around Geminis a lot, they'll find that they're immutable. Brings in change. And allowing for that change to happen. And that's the thing, is that it's for us to go into it and bring in a non-judgment of what we are feeling or thinking or saying, and just be the observer, allows for us to bring in more of our own creativity. Gemini is about socialization and socializing. It is a human sign. It's the first human sign, right? And wanting to bring that in. But I find we can see all sides of the story. No, we don't. No, we don't. But I can see all sides of the story. What do you mean, no, we don't, Janet, when you say no, we don't? No, we don't to what? But bringing in the change is what's happening. The other two that were part of the twins, the two sets of twins, were women. And the one's name is, there's Helen. Helen was Helen of Troy. And the next one is, what was her name? Clematius was her name. And she was very earthly. She was sort of the vixen. She was the one who was passionate. She killed her husband, you know. She was a badass. She was very much a Lilith. And she was the one who went out to get and do what she wanted to do. Helen was the opposite. Helen was the Trojan. She started the Trojan War. She is the one who wanted to bring in the love and the passion, right? So we have this energy of dualities that are coming in, our thoughts, our feelings that are coming in very strongly. And this is where I know I can feel a lot of facts coming in this week. I live with the Gemini moon. He wanted to talk about why I was feeling sad and get deep about it. Start feeling it. Yeah. To get deep about your feelings, to get to it. And plus Gemini moons also are very chatty. They can become very chatty. I want to talk about it. Let's talk about it. I'm bringing that in. And when we, with all of this is what I'm seeing for all of us, is that it is bringing in a time of bringing in some really hard ass facts are going to be coming in. I can feel like we're going to be finding out more information about this. We are also going to see some energies that, especially when it comes to the economy, a lot of ups and downs. A lot of ups and downs. When it comes to the economy, about money, how money is. I saw gas prices are at 92 now. Went from 57 cents. Went from 50 cents or 57 cents or whatever it was. Now it's 92 cents. I mean, that's good, yet bad. But nobody has the money. That's the thing. Even though these are going back up and trying to get the economy going, they're going to find that this is going to bring in another dip into the economy. So the economy is going to be something that we're going to be watching quite a bit over the next little while. The other thing is that I found fascinating about things that are going to be changing, and especially when it comes to internet and communications, and that is Facebook announced that they are challenging Amazon, and they are going to be becoming an Amazon. So you're going to be able to make your own portals and buy things in different portals on Facebook. Facebook is also going to be designing that you're going to be able to talk to the merchant directly through Messenger. So that is going to be extremely interesting with Facebook. So Facebook is taking another change and taking advantage of a lot of people shopping online. So they are going to be coming up as the next contender against Amazon. And so that I find is going to be a very interesting layout, right? So so this is some of the things that are coming forward, and that's very of course whatever his name is who owns Facebook, he's a Taurus, right? And he started this, and I was actually looking at this the other day of when Facebook started. And Facebook starting in Taurus and just before the Gemini energy and the change in that. And he started it. He started it in this, in similar type of energy and bringing in change. So this is very much coming in from where the moon right now is in Taurus and coming into the mutability and bringing in change. And when he brought in that change with Facebook, Facebook changed, that ways that we communicate. This Gemini energy binds us with all the different ways that we communicate, brings in all the different ways that we come together into our matrix, and allowing us to come together in many different ways. So that's part of that socialization. This is part of, looking up and butting up against our disillusionments, and looking at a lot of things to do with, looking at what we are wanting to create. And that's funny because the cards that I drew today, do I have them out still? I have them. So the cards that I drew today were very much that Venus conjunct Neptune, where it's like, yeah, I have a fabulous idea and I want to put it together. I know what I want to do. I'm going to, I have the plans. He's very smart. He does what he's the guy who has the business plan. He's the guy who knows what it is that he wants and doesn't want. He wants to bring it in with, of course, here comes the Knight. So with some passion, understanding, so there's some emotion. There's water going in with the earth that is going to fertilize it, going to get it to grow. Yet, we're feeling blocked. We're feeling like we don't have enough money. We don't have, we are locked down. We can't get anywhere. We can't do anything. And this is where we're feeling. We're feeling that disillusionment. We're feeling that, especially with this Venus squaring Neptune. We're feeling we're unable to do and be and go where we want to go. We have fabulous ideas, but we might be feeling blocked in it all, feeling that we are incapable of doing what we really desire. But this is also the year of the rat, the metal rat, the metal rat. It is a year of looking into and seeing different ways of getting things done, right? And looking at how we can get things done in a different way. So that's where, this is where it's like, even though things are crazy, here comes Facebook and says, I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to use Instagram. I'm going to use this energy, and I'm going to create, because there's an advantage of selling online. Now, what did I say to people last year? It's like, you got to get online. You want to do something, you want to create something, it has to be online. That is going to be the new trend, whether you like it or not like it, right? Because even with, malls and everything else will be slowly opening. And yeah, there'll be a time where people will come together and it's going to be like they go into, but you're going to find it very odd because not a lot of people will want to get close to one another. Or even if you sit, when you go to the food court, like who's going to sit beside one? I don't want to sit with you. I want to sit over there. I'm going to be far away from other people. It's a shopping, it is a convenience, but it's also where people are feeling, where they can feel trusted, where they feel they can connect, where they can feel safe. It's a safety. Shopping online is safety. And people are wanting to feel safe. That's the thing. People are wanting to feel safe, and that's where this online comes in. That's where this duality comes in and change. Even though Geminis are so socializing, they want to socialize, they want to get out, and want to get out, want to be with other people. But they're going to be with people they want to be with. They're not going to be with just strangers. They're going to socialize with their group. Very Aquarius. And where's Saturn? In Aquarius. Bringing that Aquarian energy in, bringing that energy in for that change and transformation, and bringing in the groups. And, Sagittarius or Aquarius are two ways. They can follow direction or make it their own way. They can be the OCD and do everything. This is the way that we want to do it. Or they can just crack the mold and do it a different way. And with Gemini coming in, they'll crack the mold and do it a different way. And that's what you're going to find unfolding over the next several weeks over this. And finding that people are going to be cracking the mold. They're going to try and do things differently. There's going to be a lot of craziness out there. There's going to be a lot of things to do with mental health, as I've been saying. There's going to be where there was that horrific crime that just happened in Edmonton with that little girl. Out of the blue, this guy just went apeshit, fucked up, crazy, right? You're going to find people are going to be lashing out in crazy ways, right? No, we won't. We won't go back to the way it was. And other things, this energy, as I say, this energy is a real positive energy. Really, it is. In moving forward into creating and getting things done. But through this is where, we really have to adapt. Look at our feelings. So many. Where is it? I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and Tony Hawk was on there, and he was saying that he went in, he wore a mask. It said wear a mask to go in there and pick it up, but people stared at him. Well, why are you wearing a mask? Because that's what the sign said, and I was just doing what the sign said. To get service, wear a mask. It's like with some places where it used to say no shirt, no shirt, no shoes, no service, right? So it's following where if you want to go in there and pick it up, you got to wear a mask. It's that it's simple, but a lot of people are very resistant to it. And the resistance to it. And it's like looking at why, the other thing, Lily, why are you resisting? Are you, this is like, yeah, there's some change and there's some adapting that we're going to be doing. But this is where we look into and we be aware of it. We have to be aware of our judgments. We have to be aware of where we are feeling that resistance. It's funny, we were talking about that last night in Love Thyself. I'm talking about the resistance. Where are you resisting in your life? What is that resistance? Oh, thank you, Ashley. And that's the thing. It's like, people, we are resistant to this change because I don't want to do that. I don't want to wear a mask. I don't like wearing a mask. Personally, I don't wear a mask. If the sign says, if it comes down here in Alberta that they start saying it's mandatory, well, I'm going to wear the mask, but that doesn't mean I'm going to wear the mask in my car, in my backyard, or when I'm talking to my neighbor. Right? So this is where it's like, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing. Do I social distance when I have to line up outside of London Drugs? Hell yeah. That's what you have to do in order to get in there. But we're going to find that, we're going to find out more facts coming out. I can guarantee that with Gemini being there, because Gemini's a researcher wanting to know more information. The information I posted on my Facebook page is a study that was done it's called the PMS. It's the Pathogen in Politics, Further Evidence that Parasites Prevalence Predicts Authoritarianism. And it's amazing. It's on my, if you want to read it, it is quite in depth. It's an article that was published on how when certain things happen in our world, that governments become more authoritative and more restrictions come down onto the people. And it comes down because of a lot to do with fear. It is it's several pages here. I won't go into it, but it's like quite a few different pages. There's even and they go by a point system and what the point system is on how the governments become authoritative with different things coming in from war, malnutrition, famine, pathogen, stress, pathogens, prevalence, and authoritarian governance. So it's I find it was quite interesting to look at it on how governments are, and you're seeing it. You're seeing it. How governments are going to, are going to, carry on. Like a lot of the rules or the laws that they have done already, they are not going to withdraw them at this time. So this is a crazy week. We got a new moon tomorrow. Ow! And it's a wacky one, but it is a beautiful moon to work with. So working with this energy, I got a new journal. I'm quite happy about it. And it's, yeah. Oh, another thing I wanted to say, just before we go for the day, is that, yes, I am starting a new program for weight loss. I know some people were quite shocked. I do have to lose, and then I'm going to tell you guys this now, is that I do have to lose over 100 pounds. I know I don't look like I'm a big person, but I am a lot bigger than what people think I am. And that's because I've been blessed with a lovely little Irish body with a little head. And sometimes you can't tell how big I am because of also the clothes I'm wearing. I'm very discreet with the clothes that I wear. I'm very conscious of how things fit me and how you can see me in public. So that's the other thing. I do dress in layers, so it's harder to tell how big I am. So that is one of the biggest reasons that I am doing my new program and going into to do weight loss. And I know a lot of people, you don't need supplements, you don't need this. Well, when you get to a certain point in your life and you get to where it's very difficult to maintain or lose, I feel like you do need a kickstart, need a kick in the ass. And this is my kick in the ass where, coming in with a detox, doing a full detox, drinking a lot of water. I got a lot of water going on. I ordered 3 of these this morning. A lot of people were saying that's really expensive. Well, if anybody goes into Community Natural Foods to buy any supplements, good supplements are not cheap. Okay, so if you are wanting some good supplements, they're not cheap. And if you are wanting to make sure that you get the proper nutrients in that from the supplements. The other thing, because I am a researcher and I do studies, and that's just where my Saturn is. My Saturn is in Aquarius, and I want to get facts. And and then it trines my Jupiter, which is in Scorpio. So it trines it, wanting to get the facts, wanting to look at it and expand it. And this is where, for me, that I know that you don't get your proper nutrients from food today. You do need something to help you to get that nutrients into your body. And a lot of times, with the food, because of the way it's growing today, where we get our food, and the nutrients in the soil are not there anymore. They're not there the same way they were 100 years ago, even 50 years ago. Nutrients in the soil, and that's because of the pesticides and things that we have put into the soil. So you're not getting your full nutrients. Unless you're growing your own, you're making your own soil, then that's the only way you're going to get the proper nutrients from all the food that you eat, from your tomatoes, your vegetables, your carrots, etc. But most of us don't do that. Even with, going out to the farmers and getting food from the farmers, it's great because it's farm fresh, but there's still, the nutrients are not there the same way they were 50 years ago, 30 years ago. So they are a lot less. And so with this, this is why I'm bringing in the changes for myself and doing this and investing in myself. And that's the biggest thing. And this is where, when you start investing in yourself and you start looking at what you need for yourself, this is very much Gemini too. Bringing in that investment in, and also with Venus, I did it just as Venus was going retrograde. So it was planned that as Venus was going retrograde last Wednesday, that I was going to step in to start taking a better care of myself and start caring for me. And this, as you're doing this, it's not an easy step. I'm still waiting for the products to come in, but I know mail and everything else, it's crazy to in receiving items and stuff. So it's taking that one step of doing it. And of course, if anybody wants to find out more about it, they can contact me. I don't know all the how to sell it and everything else. It's not, I got it because I knew the product was good. I knew that, and I saw the results from other people. So, and that's where I went from. So, and going from there. I know some people were quite upset at me doing this. I got some really, I got a lot of emails and people concerned and with the product that I was doing, sending me things from the Better Business Bureau, sending me things. And I thank you very much for your concern. And I thank you very much for looking out for me. But I have done my research. I have looked into this. This is something that I know is right for me. I know it energetically. I know it intuitively. It wasn't something, because for me to spend a lot of money, like, $300 for supplements a month, is something I really have to consider, because between my husband and I, we are on a very fixed income. So in doing this is something that some things had to go on hold, or we couldn't do. And this is the thing. Sometimes you have to, and this is where the duality comes in. Sometimes some things have to go to, if you are wanting to make a change, or you are wanting to, this is what you need to be doing. You're being ignited to do it. And it sounds crazy to other people, but you got to do it. You just know. And sometimes other things have to go to the side. And you have to trust, putting your trust in God, that, this is a crazy ride I'm going on. And it's going to be a ride that's going to be bringing in a lot of emotions, and it's going to be bringing in things that, people are going to, might be judgmental on it. And I don't body bash anybody. I'm not going to say the company, because people are going to Google it and they're going to find shit out on it. I'll message you what the company is. And that's the main reason, is that I'm tired of people. The judgment. We're going back to the judgment. You can have judgments, but you got to watch. You got to be aware of your judgments, and you got to change and adapt with that. And I put some stuff up on my Facebook about it too. There was some really, some products that are coming out that they have. You can add to water and stuff and make martinis with. So, but people get and this is where people are dividing. This is the divide I'm seeing. It's like, oh, well, this is what you do. This is what and people judge other people. Yeah, and if you eat meat, you're not spiritual. Well, fuck off. I eat meat. You're not spiritual if you drink wine. Well, fuck off. I drink wine. I drink coffee. Am I going to give that up? No. Those are two things. Those are two of my staples I'm not giving up. But this is it, is that you're judging without totally understanding. Right? And that's where this duality is coming in strong. You're going to find people that are so opinionated against it. If you don't like it, that's fine. Who is it? I think it was Leo. He was talking about he did a metaphor, and it freaked a woman out, and he has to get, a metaphor about, cutting a centaur in half, Aquarius, a Sagittarius, where, you need both halves to come together. But she took it to a whole nother fucking level. Right. And that's the thing, is like when you're on social media, some people take things to an extreme, and they need to chill the fuck out. Just saying. Right? So if you're going to start judging, and that's same with what you're writing on Facebook. So be careful what you're writing on Facebook, and reread what you are writing. You can be objective and put something out there that is objective, but don't put out something that's going to be judgmental against somebody else. So really be careful about that, because there's a lot of crazy wars that are going on Facebook with people. So, and you're finding those separations. Facebook is a fabulous tool to be used. Same with Instagram, same with Snapchat, TikTok. Those are great tools. TikTok I'm kind of leery of, because it is owned by the Chinese. It is a Chinese app. So they collect all the data, and it stays in China. Just an FYI for people. So there is, it's a tool. It's a tool to be utilized. And if you utilize it properly, it's a fabulous tool. Same with Periscope or any of those. But it is a part of our society, and it's a part of our matrix that bind us together, that bring us together, but it can also divide us in many ways. And this is where, again, we're going back to, and I'm going to repeat this again, is to come into awakeness. You have to be aware of your judgment and change and adapt. Feel our feelings to be human. That is where this Gemini energy is coming in. and coming in to bring in those changes that we want. Not everybody's going to like them, but that's okay. I don't like a lot of things that certain people say on Facebook, but I allow them to have their opinion unless I get really pissed at them, and then maybe I'll put something on. Then they know it's like, oh, I pissed off mama. But very often it's just, or I'll write something to see what kind of controversy I can start. That's just what I do. It's just those little things. But this is where we got to find into our own polarity. This is coming into huge duality. Duality is coming in big time. We live here on Earth. You got to be here on Earth. And I know a lot of you, I know my lovely little fairies that are out there, and my little witches and my little fairy witches and my little, my sprites and everything else that are out there, is that you got to be here on Earth. You signed up for this. So you got to be here. You got to come into your body. You got to come into your grounding in order to see that duality, in order to work here on Earth for us to bring in a better world of humanity and love. And mermaids. Yes, we have mermaids. Mermaids still have to be here. You're on land. You're on land, little mermaids. You're not living in the water. You ordered the 2 legs. Where did you give your voice to? You better go talk to Ursula. And so that's where it comes to it. We're here on this Earth ship together, and to bring it in. Yeah, there are some more craziness that's going to come in, right? And there is some really fucked up more energy that's coming forward for us. And I've told you all about that before. And I've talked about it. And I've talked about some energies that are going to be coming in at the end of the year that are going to get us to come into some really crazier energies and heavier lockdowns. So we are going to see some splits. It's just, where the thing is that borders always change. Borders are an illusion that man has made. Right? So who knows? Maybe our 49th parallel is going to go even further down. Who knows? I don't think it's going to go back up, but I think it might go down. So, and that's pretty interesting. And seeing how the diversity and things that are going to be unfolding for us all. So, sending you guys out so much love today. And my mediumship for virtual workshops is $88 if you want to. When do you think the next lockdown will be happening? It'll start in September. It'll start in September. And then the date I got in my head was October 16th, which is my son's birthday. But I feel that that's where a lot more major lockdowns will be coming in October, and then into November, and then we hit Christmas, which is crazy. So some openings will happen up again in Christmas, but then it'll be a whole different vibration that comes in and around Christmas time. So, and then by the end of the year, I just see there's other things that are going to be exploding. So, I know. Thank you for I am going to enjoy my ninja. I might be day drinking today. Just saying. No, just kidding. have readings today. I'm not going to day drink and do readings. That should be fun. But sending you guys out so much love. And may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless you, each and every one of you, and all that you say and all that you do and all that you be. Yeah, damn ninjas, right? So enjoy your day. I know it's piss-ass rain in here in Calgary, so I hope you guys have sunny weather where you are and some warmth, and being able to get outside and enjoy some beautiful sunshine and getting your vitamin D. So blessings, everybody. We'll talk to you later. And readings too. Book in your readings. They're on a sliding scale from $50 to $160, including your getting your chart done if you want to get your chart done. So I had a ninja fairy drop off. Yes. Gotta love it. You gotta love it. I at the beginning of the scope, I was showing everybody what I received in my basket. So happy. Blessings, everybody. Bye-bye. Weed and wine. Oh, you signed up for the weed one. Oh, woo, baby. You got it. That's my son. He's going to be signing up for the weed one. Blessings, everybody. Have a good one.